We bring you this live breaking report. Paul is in a prison cell.
Yeah, this is not. Someday I'm going to have a street artist paint the wall behind me so it looks awesome. But for today, it looks like a monk lives here.
Paul, I also have another breaking question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the Photos app be using 78% of the CPU right now?
Yeah, I was wondering that as you mentioned it earlier. I don't know. I mean, my wife, I was on the plane, was talking about her computer not working well, and I looked at her task manager, and Chrome was using 93% of her RAM, which makes sense. Oh.
Can you hear this?
No, I thought you were just showing that as a demonstration of why.
Oh no, I don't know. The fan is running.
So the hiss, yeah. No, I don't know why. I can't imagine.
It's not a snake in the boots. It's a Photos in the PC. Something.
That would be not something I would ever suspect.
Here we are. Ooh, we're hovering around 60%, 59, 62, 61,
yeah,
46.
It gives that back grudgingly. You know that.
Yeah, oh yeah. We can see
grudgingly and over time.
Edge is over here looking at Photos going like, what are you doing, man? Like, I need some of that RAM.
Well, actually, it is looking, but it's saying, oh, I see you freed up some RAM. Maybe I could load some sleeping tabs or some nonsense that I have.
Sleeping tabs. Things happen in the world of Microsoft. I think hiring freeze has now impacted every single org, and they're now pooling job descriptions. I heard it specifically impacted Xbox, like they were the next domino to fall, but now I think it's the entire org. They're not hiring or are their game studios. So
yeah, there's the Modern Life group is potentially being disbanded.
I'm not quite sure what they did. Of
I
course,
was literally I'm like, you're the only one I know who would even know, and you have no idea.
In a company of 180,000 people, this group made up was 200 people, and I think they were down in California. I think it was like a San Francisco, somewhere down there group.
Okay.
So it wasn't in like the mothership, and I'm guessing that they were maybe like a research group. Is my kind of.
Oh, really? I thought they were much higher level in the sense that they're much more superfluous. Like, we invented the Windows 11 start menu. You know, it's a bunch of Mac users who've never used Windows before. It's like, oh, we asked people what they use, and we came up with this piece of junk. It's pretty. Not that group?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure. I've poked around a little bit, and everyone's just kind of like, they just did stuff. We don't.
I see. That's what you want to do. You know, you want that job. High profile, not low profile, high pay, and then physically separated from the mothership. No one even knows you're there.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, they're not there anymore,
like
apparently.
I guess. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah.
So either way, we got that going on, and I think that's just sort of an industry thing. So.
Yeah. So the last time this came up with Microsoft freezing hiring, I was under the impression that there were certain core groups like Azure that were still hiring. Is that still the case, or has that changed too? From
what I've heard, it's like pretty much the entire company. But somebody will come out and say, like, look, they still got jobs. Like, I'm sure that if you need a specific role and you walk into Amy Hood's office, like, look, we need this critical role filled. But they're going to fill it. It's not like Microsoft is losing money. They're not Coinbase, like who reported dumpster fire earnings yesterday. Like, they're still insanely profitable, but they're just preparing, they're hunkering down like a lot of people are. So,
I mean, as long ago as the mid to late 1990s or somewhere there's 96, 97, I remember being on a bus going from one location it would have been Comdex at the time to another. And I was there with my co-author, a bunch of Microsoft idiots got on the bus, and they were just kind of screwing around and being stupid. And he looked at me and he goes, best and the brightest, huh? Yeah, I know. It's possible they got less discerning over time. Maybe they need to right size.
Well, much like an Ivy League school, there are absolutely incredibly brilliant people working at Microsoft going to Harvard. There are also, however, people who know how to play the game and navigate the waters. And there you go.
Yeah, I'd like to deal with more of the former group if I could. Well, things used to be very different. I mean, back when Windows really mattered to Microsoft, when it was literally the core of everything, back when Windows Server was still the big thing for enterprises and cloud was still a dream or just beginning to happen. I really felt like the people running most of that were,
Hmm.
at least qualified. I don't know. But I feel like these days I mostly deal with a rotating circle of low-level PR people who kind of come and go, and it's just not the same. I'm sure they're, like you said, I know there are incredibly competent people at Microsoft, but I think it's harder when you, like you said, 180 whatever thousand people now. Jeez, I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of chaff
Yes.
in the wheat, so to speak.
A lot of hops in the beer,
Yes,
which makes an IPA, which not older I get, the less I like IPAs. That's all I'm saying.
It's nice seeing you refine your taste. It's good.
I'll take a Pilsner, take a Hefeweizen, take a wheat beers are kind of like where I live.
Wheat beers, yeah.
That's the jam, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, and that's kind of all that's been floating around the past. I don't know. You got Patch Tuesday, if Patch Tuesday is that, and OneDrive is making me feel old at 15 years.
Yeah, I put that story aside. I'm gonna go look at that. I guess they're redoing the home page or whatever they call it in the web version to celebrate.
Yeah.
Also, I believe today is the Samsung event, right? The
Yes,
Unpacked event.
that is correct. And I believe they're doing it in New York City. Does that sound about right?
Oh
Before
boy,
yeah,
COVID Central. That should be fine. I don't see any
that's fine.
problems. Yeah, and this could be an interesting shift further into the folding end of the spectrum. I think they're going to start introducing, mid-level folding phones now. I think like these are starting to almost be mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
Also, other things that are in the mainstream that, I don't know, anybody who reads sports might see this. There was a big announcement about a retirement this week. It's like I kind of had forgotten about it, but Nick Faldo is no longer going to be broadcasting golf.
Not Serena Williams. Or was it? I can forget which one it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Serena Williams. Well, Nick Faldo
Serena.
is also retiring. He was a great golfer, and he was announcer for the PGA Tour for decades. I think decades, and he is done broadcasting. But yeah, Serena Williams is also playing in her last event. And
Also, that other minor sports celebrity that maybe you heard of.
Yes, go down as one of the greatest athletes of all time, not just in tennis, but
Right.
yes, it's we
I
got
don't
that.
closely follow either sport, so I'm amazed I came up with that name. But
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like, well, the other one that kind of blew me away was like, so you're reading the comments of the Serena Williams saying this is our last thing, and somebody's down there saying like Nadal is one of the greatest male tennis athletes of all time, and everyone's like he's getting so old, and they're like he's still going strong. Dude is 36, and I'm like, like he's not that old.
I think that's the biggest thing in modern
Yeah.
sports. When you look at players from of any sport, basketball, football, whatever, from the 60s, and compare them to the athletes of today, like not only do these guys, are they bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff, but they last longer
Yep.
career-wise as well. I mean, there used to be baseball players standing around smoking between innings.
I know.
No, I mean, it's so completely different. And
Yep.
you can have conversations about different eras of sport, whatever sport, basketball, whether it was better in the 80s or compared to today. But, you go back far enough and it's like you and I right now could be playing Major League Sports if we just lived in the 1930s.
Yeah, if we weren't us and terrible, we could have
Yeah. Yeah, very easily.
gifted in athletics.
Yeah.
Stronger, more.
Something. I don't know.
We could have been athletes throughout. No, we couldn't.
Well.